I remember back in 1985 when I really fancied myself as the UK's answer to the matador, the Cordovan El Cordobés. One of the impressive openings was the screen which appears once the game is loaded, showing a fierce bull. Underneath is proclaimed Olé, which was the game's original name when published by Bug-Byte Software on the MSX, but this was adopted to Raging Beast when published by Firebird Software. While tempting to describe this game as a load of old bull, it does have some very redeeming features, which definitely give it limited appeal, although initially the actual game is pretty tricky to get the hang of. Armed with only my red towel, or as bullfighters call it, the melita, a sort of red cape used in conjunction with their other weapons of cruel mutilation. But before we boycott the game because of its cruelty to animals, don't bother, because in this game there isn't any cruelty, thankfully, and there are no swords used either. You see, the object of the game is to dodge the bull with the aid of your trusty red cloak, earning points and surviving long enough until a ring is thrown from the crowd, which you then have to place around the bull's neck. As the Spanish would say, El Mejor del Mundo, which, I am reliably informed, means the best in the world. That's the achievement I aimed for when I loaded this game up back in the day. However, the majority of the times I saw this screen, it was graced with the words El Mejor del Hospital. With 1 ton of beef chasing me, I was continuously battered from pillar to post by this beast of an animal. Dodging El Toro is easy enough, but if and when you are caught, it's unlikely you'll get away scot-free, for the bull seems to take great pleasure in tossing you about like a ragdoll and then crushing you like a grape. When this happens, out come the stretchers, and it looks like your matador days are over. However, sometimes the bull must be feeling generous and lets you up, or even accidentally knocks you onto his back, and you can earn some extra points by staying on as long as possible. As mentioned, having successfully goaded the bull enough, a ring, or what looks to be some sort of rosette, is thrown into the arena and can be carefully picked up and draped over the bull's horns. When this happens, you get your name on the winner's poster and then have to tackle an even angrier bull in the next stage. Though an incredibly silly game in every way, there's some strange quality about Raging Beast that makes it a great little game, even if only in small bursts of play. The hilarity generated by getting sat upon by a bull is surprisingly large, with cries of
"Get off me, you fat sod!"
echoed rather loudly around my bedroom back when I was a kid. After taking a bit of a bashing, you'll desperately want to beat the first bull, and it's just a case of being patient enough to master the control system and you'll have it cracked in no time, though there are some doubts as to how long the fun will last. I really love the graphics, although they are quite small, but the bull in particular is portrayed brilliantly, especially when the bull tries to stomp you into the dirt and the 2 little stretcher dudes whiz out at speed to wheel you off to El Hospitalo, or however you say it. Another nice touch throughout the game is when Spanish Airlines constantly update your score and write it on the drag flag attached to the back of a tourist-packed airliner, so you can see it as it hops overhead. Every now and then, you'd always see I Love Jokes, who was the name of the developers of the game, along with another game you may have heard of, Chicken Chase. Nothing more was heard from this developer following these games, but there was a feature in Commodore format issue 22 named Old Coders Never Die, They Only Fade Away, which briefly explains where jokes went. Although, there only appears to be a short, tongue-in-cheek paragraph for the French developers, telling how he now rears chickens and rides bulls on a small farm outside Bordeaux. Anyway, that was Raging Beast, a game that definitely should score full marks for originality, if nothing else. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and do be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments. Also, it'd really help out if you could share these videos to your socials, and maybe even subscribe to the channel if you're new here. There's plenty more games on the playlists and more coming daily, where we constantly aim to tantalise your nostalgic taste buds for all things Commodore 64 and Commodore Amiga. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.